The dust is yet to finally settle on last week's kidnap or abduction saga in Imo State, southeast Nigeria, involving Uche Nwosu, a son-in-law to a former governor of the state, Rochas Okorocha. Operatives of the Nigeria police were identified as those behind it, a fact that was eventually confirmed by the police authorities in Abuja after initial hesitation. But they said it was just an arrest. Mr. Nwosu has since been released on bail, but beyond the police clarifying that it was not a kidnap, as was widely reported, a lot of questions are left unanswered regarding the entire incident. For instance, who ordered the arrest in the first place, and for what offense supposedly committed? The Imo State Police Commissioner said he can offer more explanation only when he gets permission from Force Headquarters in Abuja. Well, joining us now from Arise Abuja studio to relive his experiences and to try to interrogate a few other things is Uche Nwosu himself, who is also a former governorship candidate in Imo State. Welcome to the program. Were you told why you were arrested?
Thank you, Tukumbo and Hawa. I want to quickly thank God Almighty for my life and thank God that you have to be alive to narrate your deal, and you have to be alive to tell your story. It's God that made it possible, especially when I'm still mourning the death of my mom, who I was inside the church, and this thing happened. I'm happy there is a video clip that is on there now. It was a horrible experience. It was a trauma. It was something in my entire life that I will never envisage that I can go through this trauma. Yes, I was in the church, and the church service was still on when these 20 hooded policemen entered the church, inside the church building, and started shooting, dragged me out, my family member, my wife, my mother-in-law, the wife of the senator representing Olu Senatorial Zone, tried to intervene. They pushed them down, pushed my wife down, dragged me, tore my clothes, started shooting, continued shooting until I was dragged inside a waiting van. And this van, my PA, one of my PA was able to identify the number of this van. And some of my aides were able to identify the men that they came directly from Government House. So when they left that premises, they continued shooting until they got to the major road. Along the road, I was moved from that particular white van that has that my PA was able to identify the number plate to another Ford Jeep that now took me, and we came through Owerri, and the other 3 vehicles with a military van that has a gunboat at the back entered Government House. Then the other one that took me with 4 hooded police security operative from Government House, Imo State, now headed towards Enugu. It was on the road, while we were on the road to Enugu, that I had them discussing with one ASP, Adamu Shaba, that they have caught me in Hausa, and that they are with me and they are coming, and she shouldn't worry, that everything is intact. And when we got to Enugu, after 1 hour 30 minutes, a private jet now took me from Enugu to Abuja. It was when I got to Abuja that I got to know that all this that happened was masterminded from Government House. Actually, yes, it was a policeman in Government House, not police from Force Headquarters or police from the Imo State Police Command that took me from my church, but the police attached to Imo State Government House. And the masterminder of this is the CSO, Chief Security Officer, SP Adamu Shaba, that organized this show in order to humiliate me. I asked myself, why me? Why humiliating me when there was no invitation, when there was no call, when I lived in Abuja, and when I was in the middle of honoring my mom in a church, and the creation of the altar of God and shooting inside the altar of God is something that I cannot tell. I wonder why it should go like that when I'm available. I'm a former governorship candidate, former chief of staff, former commissioner for land, former deputy chief of staff. You can get me anywhere. They lied to the IG that they invited me several times and I couldn't come. The commissioner for information, Imo State, said I've been invited. The other faction of APC, not the main APC I belong to, said they invited me several times. I did not come. So I asked myself, where is the invitation letter? Where is the call? It's not that we are in a technological world. Show the call log or show the invitation letter. All these I've asked. I'm still asking. Till today, I cannot find the invitation letter or the call log. And besides, there is a rumor that I was arrested because I was part of the people causing problem, causing the shooting and all that is, But to God be the glory that those boys that were arrested have explained and they have identified those who asked them to make those allegations. They've made their confession to the police hierarchy. I was not involved. They don't even know me. I've never seen these boys before. It's just a mere calculation attempt by the CSO to the governor of Imo State and the security operatives in Government House who took these boys to Rockview, asked them to implicate me so that they can set them free. But they never set them free. All this is a calculated attempt to malign my image, malign the image of the former governor of Imo State, who is my father-in-law, Rochas Okorocha, in order to achieve a cheap political goal.
Mr.
But I'm
Nwosu,
happy that the IG is doing very well in this matter.
Mr. Nwosu, just to clarify some of the points that you made, where exactly were the police officers from?
The police officers came from Imo State Government House. These are police security. They have their units inside Imo State Government House. These are police security attached to the governor of Imo State. I can identify one of the military vehicles that came from them, and some of the vehicles that came to arrest me also are vehicles that are attached to the governor of Imo State.
And when you were released or when you were taken to Abuja, what was said to you before you were released? Under what circumstances were you let go?
Because they lied. They told the entire world that I was invited several times and I refused to come. And when I go to Abuja, to my greatest surprise, I say, this is me, Uche Nwosu. I live in Abuja. In fact, my mom's burial, the IG, through the CP, approved police personnel that came to protect other VIPs during my mom's burial. I would have been told, I spoke with the CP the morning on that day of the burial. I spoke to the CP and I thanked him. I said, thank you for the police protection. So where is the invitation? And the mere allegation that somebody mentioned my name and you never invited me. And the police, if police wants to arrest, I know the IG, professional police officer, should have come with a police warrant or police invitation, not who did. These people, their faces were covered. And some of them forgot, one of them forgot his cap inside the church. So their faces were covered. You will not identify them. There is nothing to show that they are from force headquarters or they are from police command, but we identify them as police security attached to the governor of Imo State.
All right, so before we carry on with this conversation, let me just quickly reiterate that we actually reached out to the Commissioner of Police in Imo State, and we also reached out to Frank Mba, who is yet to respond as well. So let me quickly ask you, will you be taking any kind of legal action towards anyone in particular following this incidents that you've had in the past?
For me, I trust the Inspector General of Police, who, by God's grace, knew that there was no truth in all these maneuver trying to malign me or to kill my image in this country. I trust that he will do a good job. I wait for the IG to release his report. For me, it's not about me. Yes, this is Uche Nwosu. I've gone through this dehumanization and from the Imo State government, led by Governor Uzodinma, through the security agencies. Yes, the security agencies are attached to you. You are not meant to use those security agencies to intimidate, harass, and also malign the image of your political opponent. They are meant to attack and secure you as a governor, not for you to go in and arrest people. So for now, I am not considering that legal action until after the report from the IG. But for me, I'm happy that the IG has done a good job by letting, knowing that there is no iota of truth from what these people were peddling on social media. All those boys they brought confessed that they don't know me, and they also said that I don't have anything to do with them. They have never seen me. So you see the truth there, that is just an attempt to malign my image because of political differences.
Mr. Nwosu, This situation is truly harrowing. We've seen the videos and we've listened to you talk. Can we ask exactly what is the reason for the acrimony between yourself and the Imo State government and it seems your father-in-law as well, who we actually had on the program on Monday? What is the cause of all of this?
You know, when Hope Uzodinma was declared the governor of Imo State, if you remember very well, and if you have the video clip, you actually saw Rochas Okorocha there. I actually visited him in Government House, and I congratulated him, and I told him that we are ready to work with him. But with what is happening of recent, I've seen that there is a total hatred for the family of Rochas Okorocha. So it is not about, I don't think there is any problem. Apart from just what just happened to me, you have never seen me on air talking about the governor of Imo State or castigating anything about governor of Imo State. Even when most of my father-in-law, Rochas Okorocha property was seized, I've never opened my mouth to say anything because I wanted to give them space, let them do their government, and then let's see what they can do. But you see that with what is happening, every day is Rochas, in the morning Rochas, in the afternoon Rochas, in the night Rochas, even to the extent of getting some boys to come and make some allegation against me and Rochas and some of the people that work with Rochas in order to tarnish our image. But I'm happy that God, by his infinite grace, is exposing all these lies.
Right. So, obviously, Rochas and Okorocha, this harmony between the two of them is basically affecting the residents and the citizens. How do we begin to sort of find common ground or even some kind of reconciliation?
For me, if you know what led to the 2019 election, and if me that was cheated towards this 2019 election can, after all what I went through as Uche Nwosu, and after what Rochas Okorocha went through, even as one of the founding fathers of APC, and we went ahead to that Freedom Square, to that Hero Square, where he went and said, look, my supporters, we are going to support Hope Uzodinma. And also me going to come out and say, we are in to support you. I don't see us being the problem. The problem is the governor of Imo State. I don't know his grudges against Rochas Okorocha. Owele, I know, is a man of peace. 8 years, he was the governor of Imo State. All this nonsense did not happen in Imo State. And even when he brought in APC, they were calling him a lot of them. But he stood his ground and said, look, I cannot be distracted. Some of these people, including Governor Hope Uzodinma, was in PDP when we brought in APC. But we built APC. Without us bringing APC, there wouldn't have been a party where he would have been a governor. So I expect him to rally around Rochas Okorocha, who is the founding father of APC in Southeast, to make this statement. But the reverse is the case. In the morning, Rochas; in the night, Rochas; in the afternoon, Rochas. What is the problem? Can you face your governance and leave Rochas and his family? What have we done? Is he a sin that we are from Imo State, or we are not part of your government? So for me, reconciliation is when him, the governor, accept that there is reconciliation, and also change most of the ways he governed the state by attacking his political opponent in disguise of his doing probe, doing that, doing the other side, and also abducting people unnecessarily. By the time he does this, we know that there is a reconciliation. And also, I also urge that our President Muhammad Buhari, should look into this and see how this can be resolved once and for all, because it's me. You saw what went. Yeah, a lot of people would have died.
We surely,
if not that I
we
told
surely
my
did see, sir.
Please don't retaliate. Let us go.
Thank you. We'd like to thank you so much for joining the program this afternoon and speaking with us.
Thank you very much.